Hello and welcome back to the Son of the Morning Comics channel. You're here to watch another review, and it is gonna be a super debauchery review. Now, I did the first video I did a debauchery video was yesterday, and I thought that was probably gonna be the only one that I ever do. But apparently, around 24 hours later, that has all changed. So, today my ire is for Hellions #1. I am not a fan of this comic. We're gonna get into that shortly. But first, before we can get started on the review, we need to, continue, I should say, the debauchery. So, yesterday I had 3 of these magic gummies, 2 of these magic gummies here, and I think today we're gonna take 3 today, I think. Why not? Yeah, there's 3 there. So, there we go. I guess I should close the package. I know the quality of these videos is definitely not the best. Not winning any awards for these ones. But, there we go. So we've, gotten step 1 taken care of. Had 350 milligram gummies. We're ready to go on that, and I'm gonna take one more hit there, and then as I have said in the past video, more than just the debauchery video, I'm allergic to alcohol, so I need to drink non-alcoholic beer because I actually love beer. This is new for me. I'm used to Partake Pale Ale. This is Partake IPA. I don't know what that means, but we're gonna find out shortly. Hopefully it's as good as its counterpart, but I suppose we'll find out. Pour her in the old Star Wars glass, because, we gotta have something that reminds us of happiness when we are about to go through something that's gonna make us unhappy. So we got our fake beer there with Luke, Han, Leia, and the gang also. Good old Darth Vader. Yeah. Anyway. Wasted enough time so far. Now, if you've watched any of my videos, you know that I think that most of the X-Men in their current form, under the direction of Jonathan Hickman, are mostly evil. Now, I don't know if they're also all of them are evil. In fact, I have a running list of guys that I think aren't evil, at least before this started, which included Logan, Nightcrawler, and Cyclops. But, I haven't been the biggest fan of most of these X books. When I read the regular X-Men Jonathan Hickman numbered series, I look at those as individual stories. I don't look at them as part of a bigger thing. I think it's easier to enjoy that way. Like I said, I haven't had too much enjoyment in any of these other X books. Could see here, I guess, supposed to come out in April of 2020 is X Factor. I've never really been an X Factor fan, but I've actually quite enjoyed Leah Williams' The Amazing Mary Jane, so maybe I'll check it out. Maybe I'll like that more than some of these other ones that we've had so far. So, the story here... Okay, before I get into what I don't like, I'll first say this. The art in this book is absolutely fantastic. It's a very beautiful book to look at. The coloring is great. It's, you know, I like that. Now, here's where we get some problems. You know, the X-Men here are on a mission. We got Wolverine, we got Jean. We've also got over here Havoc and Nightcrawler. Nightcrawler, who we think is good. He's a good guy. But the problem is that he's hanging out here with Havoc, who very quickly has become a suspect of being evil. So in this mission, Nightcrawler and Havoc are basically intercepting some weapons. And, you know, they basically are trying to steal from the rich, you know, give to the poor type thing. Except there's one kind of little problem with that as well. And it's the way that Havoc is referring to these people. Making the comment, no, these guys are idiots. More likely, a rich bigot wanted to help dumber, poorer bigots celebrate the anniversary of the mutant massacre with another one. So, I mean, you know, you can see his mind is not in the right place here. Nightcrawler, being like a good guy, is responding that it's dangerous to like always assume that people are out to get the mutants, that it's not always that way. And Havoc's response is that are you trying to teach me one of your, you know, Bible lessons? Because of course Kurt is a very biblical figure in his earlier days there as well. So, of course, you know, not everything always goes off well, and Havoc gets into a fight here. Now, of course, remember, they are not on Krakoa, they're on a mission, and so they have some laws, so there's going to be some problems here. Now, what does Havoc do? He starts beating the shit out of all of these guys. And, of course, we know that this isn't allowed. He's not allowed to do this sort of thing, and this is going to get him into some trouble. And, not good. Not good at all. And then, basically what happens there is the Wolverine has to intervene and prevent Havoc from committing murder, which of course murdering a human is against Krakoan law. Not good. So, you know, so now Jean, Nightcrawler, and Wolverine are very unhappy with Havoc, and for his response is, what did I do? I don't know if he is like remorseful or if he's just wondering like, what did I do wrong? It's kind of hard to tell. So in all of these other X books, we have our cast of characters. Believe it or not, that was the intro. Boy. So, yeah, unfortunately, this looks like it's going to be a long video, but I'll do my best I can, because, quite honestly, most of this is garbage, so going through it might not take that long. So, we've got Havoc, Orphan Master, Nanny, Wild Child, Empath, Scalp Hunter, Mister Sinister, and Psylocke. So we basically already know that, like, from what we've seen, Havoc is evil. And Psylocke has never really been the most unevil person, but, like, so far she's just really a suspect in the current Krakoan world. Mr. Sinister is Mr. Sinister, of course he's evil. Empath, we're gonna find out. But basically, we're going to be testing our Evil X. We're going to be testing our Evil X theory on this issue as well. And so I just wanted to say there. So Steven Segovia and David Curiel with the art and color respectively. You guys have done a wonderful job with this book. I have absolutely no complaints about what you guys did here. So, basically, the book's going to start here, the main part of the book where they're talking about what has gone on with Havoc and how he's broken the law. And the Quiet Council has to meet to basically decide what's going to happen. Magneto, of course, being Magneto, says, he wants to remind everybody that all mutants are welcome on Krakoa, even the ones that cause problems. Now, this is, we know this is problematic based on the fact that they already imprisoned Sabretooth. But, it's a weird situation, and they're just trying to figure out what they're gonna do with him. And quite honestly, this book jumps around a lot, and I don't really get it. Maybe it's because I haven't read a lot of these X books, but there's this dude here, what's his name again? The dude with the power to empath, to make other people feel whatever he wants. So, right here, this guy over here is wanting him to chill out, but then all of a sudden he makes him want to watch what's going on, and it's a fight and they're cheering on the fight. And then there's this write-up about the empath problem. It's ridiculous. It's just sort of talking about how the way that it was, the empath issue was created was because of the scientific experimentation and blah blah blah, and it's a whole lot of nothing. Anyway, there's nice pictures, everything looks nice, but basically we just have a fight, and everybody's asking for nanny, and it's just a weird situation, and here comes this robot nanny, and I don't know, everything in this book falls very flat to me. I don't understand what the point is here. What is the stakes of this comic? Why is this comic? Why is it here? Basically, that's my question. And, whatever. So, just everything keeps jumping around. Nothing's happening. They're finding pills in the ground, it's just such a hard book to follow. It doesn't really make any sense. Now we've got, people that are, wanting to get into violent conflict, and, of course, they're gonna go after that. I don't know. Just... I don't even know what else to say about this book. Quite honestly, it's, they're trying to figure out what to do with Havoc because he's a troublemaker. And they recognize that there's other troublemakers in Krakoa, so what are we gonna do with them? And the basic nonsense that they come up with, and it's Mister Sinister's idea is that he would like to be the leader of this group to lead and guide people like Havoc, and also be joined sort of in a leadership role by Psylocke. And of course, they would be carrying out operations outside of Krakoa on Earth. And the whole idea is just ridiculous, and I don't know. The thing that is most interesting, I don't know if I'll be able to find the page here because I've just been randomly flipping around, but basically, I don't know, is this it here? I don't know. But, like, I don't know if this is it. But, like, basically, when they're discussing what's gonna happen with the, with this new team going forward, you can see them here. This is the new team. Nice artwork depicting them. The troubled mutants, led by Mister Sinister. Like I said, it's kind of a little ridiculous, but, you know, what can you do? And, you know, they're... like I said, it's this big, thick book, and really nothing happens in it, and it's kind of annoying. Except that we kind of see that Storm's still, like, a good person. She talks here, she says, you attacked the defenseless group of Morlocks, victimizing them yet again. Haven't you caused yet enough pain? And, of course, I was already suspicious of Storm because she turned into a cyborg in one of the X-Men comics. But like I said, the voice of reason who's trying to say that this is maybe not the best idea is Apocalypse. And I don't know if that's the most hilarious thing I've ever heard in my life, but it just doesn't seem to fit in. And then, so I think this is like, you know, where they're going on a mission here, and there's just sort of death. Nothing spectacular is happening. Just, you know, another shoehorned in there random book for you to buy for no reason. Hellions #1. What can I say? I guess what I can say that I've learned here is that Havoc definitely is on the evil list, and I would have to put Psylocke there and Mister Sinister and everyone else who's joining their gang. But also, we have to worry about guys like Charles and Magneto, because they didn't... Well, Magneto was kind of for this. Charles put up, you know, he didn't resist, but he didn't necessarily sign off on everything. So, I mean, like, they might have to be put on the evil list too. But, like, really, all I can say to you is, like, you don't go buy stuff like this. It's not worth it. There's plenty of good comics out there for you to buy. They're just adding all of these books, like, because they want you to believe that it's all gonna matter one day. But I really, really don't think that it's going to. I mean, even in this book here, like, I've said that I thought that Cyclops is one of the good guys, and I generally do still think that Cyclops is one of the good guys, but he knows that, like, Havoc, he knows that, like, his brother has, like, pretty much tried to kill somebody, and if Logan wasn't there, was gonna kill somebody. and he's like fighting against the fact that like Havoc has to face justice, and like it just takes you right out of an X-Men story when you see something like that. And I think that might even have been the point where it completely lost me in here. A lot of what kept me going is, like I said, the art in here. I mean, if you don't read the words and you just flip through here, it's a beautiful book. There's a lot of really nice art in here, but the story is just very mundane, and there's just nothing much to it. Sorry. So, my basic point here is that, like, for a little while, sorry about that, I had to pause to have the coughing fit. But what I did want to say here at the end is that, like, for a while, I hadn't been buying these X books. It started when I bought the New Mutants #1, and I just was really angered by the book. I've bought a few, the in and odd ones since then. Some have been okay, some not. I have been following the X-Men Hickman main titled series. As I said earlier in the video, I think for me, in order to enjoy an X-Men story, I'm just looking at the cast of characters that are at the beginning, and I'm looking at it as just like a standalone story, and then I'm deciding who's evil and who's not. I'm not trying to say that I don't have any hope in the whole X-Men series, because I do. And to be completely honest with you, besides this one here, I've picked up this week the Wolverine #2, the latest X-Men, and the giant-sized Nightcrawler. So I'm going to be talking to you a lot about X-Men stuff in the coming days, but likely a lot of it isn't going to be negative like I'm talking about this book. I just feel that there's no reason for Marvel to put out more of these X-type books than is necessary. There's enough of them already, and there's enough of them that people are probably gonna like. So let's try to get those to sell as well as possible, instead of having a whole bunch of stuff that's not gonna necessarily make the grade. And so I am looking forward to reviewing Wolverine 2 and the Nightcrawler Giant and the new X-Men book. And so I just want to say that this has been an odd video. It's the second one in 2 days, even though I thought that this is something that was only going to happen once. It's probably not something that's going to happen often. I just happened to get quite upset about 2 books in 2 days in a row. But, so, not your typical video coming out of here, generally speaking. I just like the straightforward reviews, and that's probably what you're gonna see. But, thank you for joining me here on the Son of the Morning Comics channel. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, make sure no children watch this video. What else? I said subscribe, whatever. Subscribe, hit the notification bell, like. You can visit me on Twitter at sonofthemorning7, and have yourself a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, or night whenever you're watching this, and I'll talk to you when we do the next video.